Oh, buddy, this movie needs to slow down. It needs to slow down. It's going way too fast for me. Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another box office update. And as you can tell, it is not Sunday, so you're probably wondering why I'm doing a box office update video. Usually I do it on Sunday to see how well movies did on the weekend, but the weekend is not done yet. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because of one particular movie. You might know what I'm talking about. Of course, I'm talking about the AVENGERS, Age of Infinity Warfare. And I'm so blown away by this movie. I knew it was going to do extremely well. I mean, it's the culmination of all these movies, which pretty much all of them do extremely well. So, of course, this one's going to do extremely well, but I'm still surprised it's doing this well. Especially considering that it's a movie that you really need to watch all the other movies to really get. So I thought that would maybe make people not want to see it, at least not yet, until they watch all the other movies. So I thought it was going to have some sort of a disadvantage compared to some like Black Panther, where you could just watch it and you're fine. Or even like The Last Jedi, where everybody has seen those Star Wars movies, especially since most of them are like 40 years old at this point, so you had plenty of time to watch them. Not all of them are 40 years old, but the first one is 40 years old. You know what I mean? But anyway, point is that I thought this movie was going to do extremely well, but I didn't think it was going to pass $1 billion in only 11 days of release. And that's 11 days, not including America, really, because we only had it for, what, 8-9 days? Worldwide, I guess you could say. It has been out for 11 days, and it hasn't even released in China yet. Where China, it's going to make another 200-300 million, maybe even more. I don't know what the Chinese like anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's going to do extremely well. If Age of Ultron could do $155 million in its first weekend in China, I don't see why this couldn't do at least that or better. But this movie is doing incredible. 11 days and it got to $1 billion. That is faster than any movie ever, even faster than The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens took 12 days, so it just barely beat The Force Awakens. But you also have to remember, The Force Awakens had years of build up. Like right when we heard Disney bought out Star Wars, we were like, oh my god, they're gonna make episode 7. And then they said yes, and we had years and years of build up. We had a whole year in between the first trailer and the release of the movie, so we were hyped for that movie, especially since it was the first actual continuation, not just a prequel obviously, to the series. So we were like, oh my god, in like 30 years too. So we were like, oh my god, I can't wait. So that movie doing not as well as this one, which this one had about 6 years of build up. So it's comparable. It's comparable because they both had a lot of build up, but I would say Force Awakens had more of a build up, definitely. But this is incredible. 11 days past $1 billion, not even out in China, which to be fair, I don't think The Force Awakens was out in China at the time. But even when it did come out in China, not many Chinese really cared for that. The Chinese are going to love this. They're going to eat this fucking up. Whew, they're going to love this. I have a feeling it's going to do incredible in China. Maybe even better over here. I mean, maybe even better over there than over here. Who knows? Maybe not. But whatever. It's going to do extremely well. Either way, I am very excited to see what possibilities, what the possibilities are for its final domestic and worldwide gross. Because I don't know, at this point, it does seem like it's slowing down a little bit. Like this second weekend is going to be around 115 million, which is more than a 50% drop, which makes sense. It's not it's not a holiday weekend or anything like that. It's not The Force Awakens where it opened up during Christmas, and when its second weekend came by, it was like, I think, New Year's. So it had a small drop because no one was working, everybody was off and stuff, and it was holiday, so people like to go out during the holiday, to spend time with families by going to movies and stuff. So it made sense that did so well. There's nothing here. I don't even think there's summer break for kids. I think there's summer break for college students right now, but that's about it. But college students are gonna go see this movie anyway. I don't give a fuck. Me, if I was still in college, I'd be like, no, I'm seeing this. Fuck my college work. I don't care. I'll drop out before I freaking not see Avengers Infinity Warfare. All right. I like calling it that. It's Infinite Warfare. I know what it's called. All right, AVENGERS Infinite Warfare, of course. But anyway, before we go, I do want to read out just real quick what other movies Avengers Infinity Warfare Infinity War beat out when it comes to how fast it got to $1 billion. Okay, like I said, Star Wars The Force Awakens is, of course, the number 2 at this point. It took 12 days for it to get $1 billion. It actually crossed $1.09 billion at the box office on day 12. Number 3 is Jurassic World, actually. In 15 days, it crossed $1 billion with $1.06 billion. The same thing for The Fate of the Furious, except it took 19 days to get to $1.06 billion. So, good for it, I guess. The Fate of the Furious was last week, until before Avengers came out, of course, the number 1 biggest worldwide gross of all time for, a weekend. So, good for it. Star Wars The Last Jedi, 19 days as well, with $1.04 billion. Avatar, with 19 days, it took 1.0. I mean, it took 19 days, but a lot of 19 days ones. I just realized that. But there's how many? Holy shit! There's 6 movies that took 19 days for them to pass $1 billion. $1 billion. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. That's an old reference, and it's kind of a lame reference. That's really lame. But okay, 19 days at 1.04 billion for Star Wars, The Last Jedi. 19 days for Avatar, and it made 1.02 billion. Furious 7, 19 days, a little over $1 billion. Same thing for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, a little over $1 billion. Marvel's The Avengers, 19 days, and just like $200,000 over $1 billion. And then Iron Man 3 took 23 days with just a little bit over $1 billion as well. It took 23 days for that. So there you go. That is the movies that it beat. Now they also have on Wikipedia fastest to 1.5 billion. So we'll see how quickly Avengers Infinity Warfare can get to 1.5 billion. The fastest ever is Star Wars The Force Awakens with 18 days and $1.51 million. I know I'm saying this all retarded, but whatever. Avatar is second with 33 days, so there's a big jump. Most likely it'll be number 2. I don't feel like it's gonna in the next 7 days gross another 500 million, but we'll see. Maybe it will. China doesn't come out until Friday, so it'll have to make a lot on that Friday for it to maybe outgrow Star Wars The Force Awakens. So there's actually a chance. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, there you go. That is the box office update. I hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted to do that real quick for you guys, because I'm sure you gave a shit. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. I'm impressed. Good job, Avengers. You're great. I give you a kiss. You better give me one back.